Just recorded one video, but I don't like the drive of that one. We're going to do a different one. So here we go, round two. Hi, it's been a while. Hope you're doing all right. Previously, my most viewed video to date was Bob Saget, and how he was beaten to death in his, I think it was his hotel room or apartment. I don't know. I haven't watched that shit in forever. Haven't been around for a while. Been busy living life and experiencing things. If you would like to know about the Mandela Effect, then you've picked the right video. And if you would like to know my credentials as to why it is I can speak on reality and stuff like that, I'll tell you in a minute. So, real quick, for those of you unaware, the Mandela Effect is a series of hiccups in time, in timelines. Reality bleed is the biggest issue here. I say issue, is the biggest cause here. Yes, we are living in one of many simulated realities, one of an infinite number of simulated realities, and even the people controlling the simulation don't really know how many simulations there are. They don't know the scope of this, and the fact that they're in one, I imagine they're probably aware of that. But there's always a higher level, so enjoy that. I know it's probably a lot to take in suddenly, but yeah, here we go. So the Mandela Effect, it's a rewrite. The simulation was terminated and picked up from a checkpoint. That checkpoint involved one minute change somewhere. Some discrepancy or some difference that was either overlooked, not paid attention to much, or was deliberately done. What does this mean? Well, one of my explanations for it is that if you change our past and our memories of the past, you change how we exist, and you change our future because of that. You control the future through the past. He who controls the past controls the future, controls the present, controls the past. Wax Taylor said it best. So, which is actually a lot of interesting truth. But I explained time the other day to a friend of mine, and that fucking checks out. A is the past, B is the present, and C plus are the future. C is the basic future, C plus is the farther future. And deja vu is connected to all of that. And I'll explain that in another video. That's not for this video. See that fucking pimple right there? I'm gonna pop that motherfucker here in a bit and bleed out my face. Probably gonna wait a bit, I don't know. We'll see which timeline I choose to make this one. It's always fun, isn't it? What's this guy talking about? Well, it's okay. You don't have to believe in me. You believe in something else. And that something else is as fake and as real as me. So congratulations. You've made it to the world. Welcome to it. The essence of the Mandela Effect is reality bleeds, hiccups in time, and memories and events playing out differently. So, the timeline wasn't going to be a good one. The one that we needed wasn't going to be a good one. And, well, the clinching event was Nelson Mandela dying in prison. Okay, well, we're going to go back and fix that. That's not the oldest one. There are older ones than that. They go back really fucking far. Farther than you can fucking imagine. But you have no idea how many times we've been through this. The experience of that event, memory-wise, stayed the same. If you want a really good example, if you're into the mobile apps with manga and manhwa and all that shit, look up The Skeleton Soldier Failed to Defend the Dungeon. If you don't read that one, you should. It'll give you an idea, once you get far enough in it, of what the fuck I'm talking about whenever I say that people's memories tend to bleed over. They tend to keep certain memories. And whenever the memories become solid enough and they experience something enough, whether it be through propaganda, advertising, or such and such, then you're more than likely, or direct experience, that's the such and such, then you're more than likely to remember something even though it gets reset. So welcome to that. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means that you're moving forward through time and you're hopping realities and simulations as needed. Okay, well, we're all part of a shared memory log. That collective unconscious, that's part of it. That is the core that allows us to keep experiencing things and moving forward. Okay, well, your experience in that reality sucked. That thing ended. Well, we're going to pop you over here. Now you're going to continue forward. That reality ended. Well, everyone that ended there, that I'm going to call them that are player characters. Everybody that ended there that was a player character is going to get transferred over to this one. This server is now going to continue forward, and we're going to keep on with this one. Okay, well, there's a slight difference in this one. Congratulations. You've hopped timelines, you have no idea how many times. Or realities, whatever, simulations, Mandela effects. Pick your fucking poison and go with it. Pick your word of choice and dance to that, pick your song and dance to the tune. And know that only whenever you realize that you are being pulled by strings can you then realize that you are capable of severing them. Don't get caught in the web, you'll get wrapped up in threads. You don't want that. The essence of it all is perplexing, I'm going to say. Most people don't have the capacity or the patience or the awareness to sit there and watch this shit happen. Most people don't want to. It bugs them, it scares them, because I'm just going to pay my bills and I'm just going to accept getting screwed the fuck over in my life and reality constantly. Well, that's fine and all, I guess, but I mean, fuck you, man, I'm part of the game. I'm playing it, and it all gets to become a lot whenever you dive into this shit more and more and more. So simulated reality, the Mandela Effect, all that stuff. There's a channel called That Is Impossible, or That's Impossible, whatever. Has a video about glitches and Mandela effects and shit like that. I ignored it, and then a friend of mine sent it to me this morning, and I was like, it's funny that I saw that yesterday and ignored it and was like, man, fuck that. I'm not in the mood for that shit. I don't give a shit. Welcome to reality. You're having a great time, aren't you? And then he sent that to me this morning. I was like, man, now I gotta fucking watch it. And then I watched it, and I was like, yeah, I guess this deserves a video. This is worth talking about. I haven't made anything in a long time on this channel, so we'll see how far this goes. The credentials that I mentioned previously on what it is that qualifies me to speak on realities and all that shit. So in 2018, I died for a while. I was dead for a little bit, and I was dead. This wasn't like, oh, do you think maybe you just, like, your heart went into, like, a low rhythm? No, I was fucking dead. And I was dead for a bit, because whenever I came back, my joints wouldn't move, my body wouldn't move, my muscles were extremely tense, and I was extremely fucking cold. So I was dead for a bit. And, the experience that I had showed me that there was a lot more going on elsewhere, and that there's an extremely high up there level that even those controlling the simulation aren't directly connected to, in the sense of, like, they're not aware of it in the level that I am, or I was. And it becomes this sort of game after a certain point. I found this all hilarious after I got used to it. The whole essence of it was that during my death, I got to see all kinds of things. I got to see all the infinite possibilities, outcomes, and realities that I'm in, connected to, and will experience, or could experience. And this goes on infinitely. Y'all left for a bit and came back. Welcome back. But this goes on infinitely ad infinitum. And after my death in 2018, one of the things that I was absolutely certain of is that my dad would die. He would die soon in the next few years, and I didn't know how long it would take. I just knew that it was coming, and it was coming sooner than I would want it to be, and I needed to spend time with him. I never got to. And whenever he was going to tell us that he was terminal with pancreatic cancer, my sister sent me a text and said, hey, Dad has something important he needs to tell us. Can you come over to Dad's house? And I said, I was waiting for her to text me, and I knew that it was going to be about Dad, and I just had this feeling all goddamn day. And I sent her a text back saying, he has cancer, doesn't he? And she said, how do you know that? And I said, I just know. And it, whenever he told us there, I dealt with it, and then within a week or two, I had a dream. I think it was about 2 weeks later. I had a dream that, like the second week or whatever after he told us. But I had a dream that he was coming to get me for my birthday, and we were going to go celebrate. And he and I were sitting in the back of this vehicle, and the person driving was this dude I'd never seen before. And My dad sat in the back, and he didn't say anything. He just stared at me really intently. Like it was intense, like an intense stare, like that. Like he was trying to just etch information into my fucking brain with his stare alone. And it was weirding me the fuck out. And then we get to where we're going, and it was a beach that I say a beach. It was a fishing spot of his that he always took us to. There was sand on the beach and all that shit on the shore. I say the beach. It's the shore. There was sand. It was sandy shores and all that, and he'd always catch catfish and shit like that. And it was a beautiful spot. And it was sunset. It was a beautiful sunset, and one that you all have seen if you've seen the Deadpool movie, where he's spending time with um, his dead lady, and the it's the sunset of the afterlife. And I've only seen it a few other times, and it's always whenever the dead visit me in my dreams. And which Robin Williams and that guy from the Hunger Games that was he was the game master or whatever. He would design the things, and he was on Katniss's side. That guy, whenever he died, um, George Carlin. It wasn't a sunset with him. It was a sunny day, and he was teaching the souls of children before they came to Earth. He was teaching them to question things, and he wanted to make sure that they were prepared. Um, like dreams like that, and it's either sunset, which is the more common one. Very seldom is it daytime. Sometimes, very rarely, it's nighttime. Um, Ram Dass or Richard Alpert, that dude visited me in a dream whenever he died too. The night he fucking died, which was wild. Like I woke up and looked up like his name and shit. I was like, what the fuck was that? It was Ram Dass? Why was Ram Dass in my dream? And then I googled him, and it's like he died last night. I was like, oh shit! Like it was wild. And my dad, we get to the fishing spot, and keep in mind, my dad is alive right now. He's about to start, chemo treatments and shit like that. In reality, and waking reality, I should say, because this is intense. But he, we get there, and I hear a ticking, like a clock ticking, and it's loud. And I want to find this fucking clock. And there are watches of various sizes, some small, some tiny, some microscopic, some goddamn ridiculously big, and they're all over the place in the sand, in the trees, all that stuff. And I'm looking. It's like I have to find this fucking clock, this watch that's ticking. I find it. It's just the right size to be worn normal, and it's gold. And the time that it's on is 12:05. And my dad and the guy that drove us there are talking as I'm looking for this thing. And I start a fire, and I'm feeding it and stuff like that. And then I'm not near them, but Dad asks a question, and I answer, and then they both stop and look at me. And I don't know, it was weird. Then I woke up. Okay, well, a year later on my birthday, November 2nd, 2020, at 6:18 in the morning, I get a call from his partner at the time. I say partner because I don't want to call her his girlfriend because she was just using him. But she calls and says I need to get my sister, one of the two. I have two older sisters. The one that's living with me at the time, because she was being homeless by family. But to get her and to come and be with Dad because it's time. He's about to go. And we get there, and for 6 hours, almost, I watch my dad cough up blood in the hospital and struggle to breathe. And when he finally passes, like his death rattle, spirit leaves body, it's 12:05. And the guy that came in to pray over him before he passed, the chaplain, is the exact same guy that he was talking to in my dream. Whenever I saw that guy walk into the room, every hair on my fucking body stood up and my fight or flight kicked in, and my fight was in full fucking force. Like, attack, 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 attack. Stop this. Stop it. Attack him. And from then on out, it was constantly like, no, I'm gonna fucking burn this place to the ground. And I was furious the entire time. And it was just this malice that I had towards this whole situation. I was so angry about it. And I was sad, and I hated this, and I saw my dad's time of death, the chaplain that would be in there, and the day even that it was on my birthday. And I didn't realize it was that day until like literally fucking today or yesterday. I think it was today that I realized it. I don't know. Time was weird for me, but saw that, and that's how I have credential to speak on future events that I've been watching unfold for over 10 years now. I knew what I was going to look like in the future whenever I was a kid. I knew what I would look like right now. I knew what I would look like as an adult, without question. Knew it, 100%. I would even joke about it. And if you look into the Kozyrev Mirror and the Gateway process on the Y files, that's my experience, or one of my many experiences. I've talked to me before, and through a window through reality, and it's fucking nuts. And I was the kid, so figure that shit out. Um, let's see. I've had extremely high self-awareness my entire life. My oldest memories go back to literally the day I was being born, and then like a day or two after that. Because the longer I'm alive, the more I remember, which is weird because normally it's the other way around. But y'all really have no fucking idea what's going on behind the scenes here, and how intense this shit gets, how wild this gets. This shit it goes deep. So your Mandela effects are us skipping realities and timelines, and past events being altered, and memories that are bleeding over from ended realities where that was the case. That reality's done now. We're in this new one, so it's okay. You're gonna remember stuff, but it's a new started timeline, and I don't know what I don't know what the catch is. I used to think infinite time loop. That's what I thought I was stuck in. No, this is a reality hopping event. I keep starting from different checkpoints with memories from failed experiments and simulations. And I've got memories of all kinds of other realities. I have saved my own life in other realities countless fucking times. And like, I have no fucking idea how real and intense this shit gets. And if not for my persuasion, my influence on that version of me, he'd have died, and that would have ended it right there. And instead, I pushed him through, got him to survive, and then that reality was able to continue. And I'm not saying I'm the anchor, but I am saying it's fucking wild. To lighten the mood a bit, fun fact: my dad, whenever he was a kid, Johnny Depp would be over all the fucking time whenever he was a kid. Like, he was always over at my dad's house. Always over there. My dad's dad, or my dad's parents and Johnny Depp's parents were friends. Their dads worked at the mill together, and Johnny's mom was over a lot whenever she shouldn't have been, and got caught a lot by Mamaw whenever she shouldn't have been over. And this all happened a bunch before Johnny was born. And I'm not saying that because they have the same facial structure, same dimples, same hairline, same facial build, same frame, same taste in jewelry, same tendency to wear a bunch of jewelry, and even somewhat the same fashion sense. I'm not saying that Johnny's my uncle, but all of the evidence points to Johnny being my uncle and my dad's half brother. So, do with that what you will. Will I ever get to meet him? Probably not. I think he'd be too afraid to come and talk to somebody like me. I stick out, and I'm not bashful. But Johnny Depp is my uncle, and we've got side-by-side pictures. He looks exactly like Pepaw. It is fucking wild. He looks nothing like his dad, and he looks exactly like my grandfather. It is amazing, and I love it. I think it's hilarious. So, do with that what you will. Yeah, I didn't get my dad's hair genetics. I got the egg donors, and that wretch. Whatever, that's fine. It's also the stress, which is where all these white hairs come in. I'm 31 years old, and I've got more white hairs than most dudes in their 40s. So, enjoy that. That's the lighter note. Enjoy. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope the Project Bluebeam Maui fires have been getting your attention and keeping them. Hope you've been keeping your eye on that. And when I say keep your eye on the ball, I mean the entire ball, the whole world. And you can say flat Earth as much as you want. There are segments of flat Earth, I guess you could say, that are true. There are also, it depends on the reality you're in. Let's say it like that. Depends on the simulation, or the event, or the reality, the timeline, whatever. Pick your poison. Wherever you're at, that's your rules. You can hop them. I'm not going to tell you how, because I don't feel like doing that, and I don't need a bunch of you fucking riding along, tagging along, doing this wild shit. You'll figure it out eventually. It's going to be truth whether you like it or not. I figured it out by accident. And I say accident. It was a predetermined event that was guaranteed to happen because they needed it to happen. I don't know who the fuck they are, but it's what they need and it's what they got. So we're all dancing to the tune. It's all about whether or not you dance on strings or you dance because you like the music. And I fucking love this song. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I'm going to go and I don't know. I want to go fucking get me some coffee or go for a walk or something. I don't know. We'll see. I ain't ate anything today. I'm hungry. I ain't got no fucking money. So, if you want to support me, you can do so via Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. Cash App, hashtag discount Walter White, all one word. PayPal is at Insoa117. That's the at symbol, INSOA117. You can check the description, by the way, get all this shit. And Venmo is at discount-Walter-White because when I shave everything down to where it's just a circle beard, and this is all smooth and bald, and I don't wear the hat, I look like Walter White. So, I'm your great value brand, Walter White. Welcome. I don't mix chemistry shit together. I just mix realities together, so it's even more fun. I think you get better results. So, hugs and kisses. I've enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know down below your weird Mandela or paranormal event or effect or thing that's happened to you. I've got all kinds of stories I can share with you and all kinds of interesting shit I can share with you too. Like, for instance, did you know that I had my life review before my death? 1 year before I died, I had a life review dream. And I got to see the life I was supposed to live, but I wasn't going to get to now because events were coming into play that needed to happen and shit was changing. So, I get to live with memories of that and the kids I don't get to have anymore, the family I don't get to have, the life I don't get to live, and the joy I didn't get to spread. So, I'm enjoying this. This is great. I'm going to go and enjoy everything everywhere all at once. Y'all have a great time. And hit that bell icon to get notified whenever I upload here in the future because a lot of shit's happening. There's a lot I want to talk about, and I'm going to get hit with a lot of, you don't need to be talking about that shit. So, y'all enjoy. See you in the next one.